G'day guys, Ben here from Solar and Sat. The last couple of days in our workshop we've had this plate boat in here that Vince has been working on. We've installed a 36 volt lithium battery to drive the electric motor, but we've actually also incorporated it as a house battery. We're really keen to show you how we've done this, why we've done it that way, and the different approaches we've taken to make sure that, especially with a metal hulled boat, we don't induce corrosion in the whole system. So we might head into the office, we'll talk about the design principles behind it. It's not actually that component heavy, but the planning behind it's pretty cool and the programming behind it's pretty cool. Then we'll go inside the boat and we'll show you how we physically achieved it. Let's talk about the problem, the plan, what we've done and how we've gotten around the issues that we typically run into on these types of installations. What the customer wants to do is he wants to run a 36 volt electric motor, so that way he can stay still when he's offshore. But he also has some 12 volt accessories he wants to run, which is pretty common on these slightly larger boats, 7.5 meters, 8.5 meters, you get the idea. And they of course want to run like fridges, lights, generally sonar, stuff like that. Now the traditional method is we have our cranking 12 volt battery bank to start the motor up and run your essential loads when the motor's running. Then you have a 12 volt accessory like house battery bank that runs the fridges, the lights, etc. And then we have a third battery bank, and that's 36 volt, purely to drive the electric motor. Now the downside about this is we end up with two, auxiliary battery banks. Each have a relatively high demand, whether it be fridges and lights or electric motor. They both need to be charged, and especially when you're doing extended trips, you want to be out offshore for overnight, for example, or perhaps you're going camping, you've driven to your destination, now you're camping and you're off grid for a while. You've got two high draw battery banks that both need to be filled somehow. And a lot of the time people put in two solar controllers and have two separate solar arrays, or they put in two DC to DC chargers and try to charge them both off the starter battery bank. And then you run into things like, hey, can the alternator keep up with the continuous load of those two DC DC chargers and stuff like that. So the idea is we've got our 12 volt cranking battery, and then we've installed a DC to DC charger between that and our 36 volt battery. And then the 36 volt battery, it runs the electric motor as per usual. But then coming off that, we actually have a 36 volt to 12 volt converter, and that supplies the 12 volt accessory loads directly off the 36 volt battery bank. And therefore we only have the two separate battery banks. We've done away with the dedicated accessory house bank. The nice thing about this is we only need to have the one solar system. The DC-DC charger is pretty obvious. It's just one unit from the starter battery to the lithium battery. We only need to fit one battery monitor, and you can just focus on that one gauge. You don't need to have one for your house and one for your electric motor bank. And of course, when you're in a situation where perhaps your house battery bank needs more power, let's say you're using your fridges, your lights, etc., and your house battery gets down to 20%, and your electric motor battery is maybe at 90%, you've currently got a 90% full 36 volt lithium battery that you can't take advantage of, and your house bank that you maybe went smaller because you've got to divide your capacity across two systems is nearly out of power. You've got all this power over here, no power over here, and no way to move it between the two. So you've kind of made an inefficient system there. And the reverse can be true. Perhaps your electric motor's working really hard, the electric motor battery's gotten fairly low, but your house battery, and it's been running just fine. It's a cold day, your fridge isn't working that hard, it's at 80% full, and you can't use the power in it to drive your electric motor. By doing one slightly larger 36 volt battery bank, you can have it feed everything directly, and that way you're always putting the power where it needs to go, and you're always charging the battery that wants charge. There's no compromises in regards to your loads or your charging system. So that's the idea behind it. As for how we've actually achieved it, obviously 36 volt lithium batteries can be a little bit annoying to hook up sometimes because most of your monitoring equipment doesn't necessarily intrinsically support 36 volt. A lot of your solar controllers aren't 36 volt compatible, and generally you need to have a higher voltage solar array to actually charge it, which can sometimes mean very big solar arrays. There are different ways around that, but it's a common problem. And then DC to DC chargers aren't often also available in a 36 volt option, 12 to 36 volt. They're definitely few and far between as far as brands are concerned. And obviously us being Victron lovers, there's not an off-the-shelf option that has 36 volt written on it, which I'll get to in a moment. Finally, charging off mains power, same deal. A mains 36 volt battery charger is not super common. You can get them from certain places, but they're fairly expensive as well, which is a bit of a shame because they're not actually any different to a 12 volt battery unit. The way we've done this is by putting a DC to DC charger between the starter battery bank and the 36 volt house battery bank. What that does is it means as long as the starter battery is being charged by something, the 36 volt battery will get charged through the DC to DC charger. So the idea here is we charge the starter battery bank with mains, with solar, and obviously with the alternator. And as long as those batteries are full, all the remaining charge goes through the DC-DC charger into our 36 volt battery bank. Most of the time your alternator, well, you already have one, it's already in there. A lot of the time you already have a battery charger, it's oftentimes already in there. It doesn't need to be lithium compatible or anything because it's just charging the lead starter battery bank. And then you can just fit a regular 12 volt solar controller for your solar system. Keeps it all really basic, keeps it all simple. A lot of the time you don't have to change much. The 36 volt battery is charged off the DC to DC charger, which is obviously lithium compatible. What we've done in this case is we've actually grabbed a 12 volt to 48 volt Victron DC to DC charger, and we've programmed it to charge at 36 volt output. One of the beautiful things about these Victron sort of systems is they are fully programmable. So the output range is within the range that the battery requires. So we custom programmed it, works a treat, and it sort of picks up all of the conversion stuff in between. So that's what the DC-DC charger does. That handles that side of things. On the output side, we've effectively done the opposite. Obviously the 36 volt battery directly feeds the 36 volt motor. That's fine. We've got the singular battery monitor that you can have on your dash. You can see how full it is. And then of course we've got a 48 volt to 12 volt DC to DC converter. Same deal on the input side. The 36 volt battery actually falls within the allowable input range of that unit, so it performs just fine. And the output side of it, it spits out 13.8 volts, which means you can run your fridges off it, you can run your lights off it, you can run your sonar off it. That's awesome. You've got the option of going the isolated DC to DC chargers from Victron and isolated DC to DC converters from Victron as well. So we've gone for the isolated DC to DC charger and the isolated converter to feed the 12 volt. The idea there is it isolates your sonar and all your sensitive equipment from your alternator side of things as well. So we've actually picked up some galvanic isolation and obviously isolation from your noise, which can be handy in certain applications as well. So very, very no compromises, very, very simple in terms of just components. We've only got two DC-DC chargers and a solar controller charging the starter battery bank. Everything else is factory. So it makes for a very, very clean installation. The only downside, of course, is you do need to connect to that Victron gear, custom program it to suit a 36 volt lithium battery. That's the battery monitor and the DC-DC charger. But for anyone comfortable doing 12 volt electrical systems, at least in the way of the Victron stuff, it's not that hard to multiply all your numbers by 3. And of course, away you go. So let's head over to the boat. We'll show you exactly how Vince has done the installation, and you can take a look for yourselves. Obviously over here, we have our cranking batteries. So we've got two here that you can combine together. Basically, we didn't really have to touch anything over here. We just tapped onto where the alternator went onto, basically with our solar feed and for our DC-DC charger that charges our house battery. So the idea here is these guys can charge off the alternator, they can charge off solar, and of course the customer can charge them with a mains charger. Same as always, it's effectively still a very, very factory-like setup. On the other side, we have our 36 volt, 100 amp hour lithium battery. Obviously very, very space efficient. The customer's cut it out a little bit, given us a bit of room to work. But effectively, this is the equivalent of a 12 volt, 300 amp hour lithium battery, obviously at 36 volt, 100. We've installed a DC to DC charger in here to charge it off those starter batteries. As long as they're getting charged by solar, alternator, or off mains, this will receive charge as well. So very, very clean, only one unit to take care of all of that. We've installed our shunt in here for our battery monitor that we've actually fitted up the front of the boat so the customer can see how much power he's making, how much power he's using, and of course exactly how full this lithium battery is. Then in the middle, we've fitted the 48 volt to 12 volt DC to DC converter to feed all the 12 volt accessory loads. However, we've put the fuse block over there in the opening so that the customer can get to it if he ever needs to get to a fuse. That obviously feeds all the 12 volt stuff. And on the other side, we've sneaked in the solar controller that actually feeds the starter batteries, which then in turn feeds that house battery. Very, very clean. As you can see, doesn't take up that much room, and it's made for a fairly factory sort of setup on the starter batteries, but retained all of the sort of capability that you'd normally have with one of those triple battery bank sort of setups in a traditional sort of installation. I think it's made for an awesome setup, and I'm sure this customer's going to have a great time with it out on the water. So if you have a boat of your own and you need a 12 volt system, a 24 volt system, or a 36 volt system, just like this boat, make sure you give our team a call at Solar and Sat. Now, if you're a marine electrician or maybe a boat builder and you need some power system components or Victron energy gear for your own setup, make sure you reach out to our wholesale team at Shervey Power Products.